but how well you can hear me, but how's it going? So we're looking at the hay crop for 2020. This is the old stuff, as you can tell. There's a little bit of old alfalfa growing in here, but that's alright. Kind of wish it would start growing back again. Looks like it wants to try to, but I don't know. So, there's a damn mosquito go right up my nose. That's great. So anyways, you can tell, well, I don't know how well you can tell on the video, but she's decent, except the low spots. Like right here where I'm driving through, and then right there, that's a low spot, which is pretty much dead. There's anything that is growing in there, it's short as hell. Kind of over there too, and then right here there's a couple of low spots, and then over there there's a low spot. Yeah, and right there. But overall, I kind of think we're going to have another decent year of hay. I'm not 100% sure. Big bumps. Oh. Yeah, that's how you break a spine. But yeah, she's see right here's a dead spot, dude. But whatever, I'm not so concerned about it because it's on the trail. So now here it's a little bit shorter, so it is short in some spots, but it's always short. See in there, it's short. But problem being, I don't think we're going to get the cut down in here. I'll show you. Well, I won't get up to it. You can kind of probably already see it in the video. There's a ditch right here, and as you can see, it's still got water in it. I got a mosquito biting me. So it's like that all the way. And that's because the pond's overflowing, so this is not going to get to dry out. So I don't think we're going to get in here and cut this little bit this year. Unless we get a major dry out, but it's just not going to happen. Come on, get up there. Ah, stuff tastes like sewer water. But we'll look at the new hay crop. Now it's going to be a little disappointing on this end because it's just so short, and you can see we got a dead spots because it was underwater way too damn long. But like right here, it's all just, you know, there's nothing here. It looks like it's trying to grow back, but I don't think it's going to get to dry back, or it's not going to get to grow back, I mean. But we get over into here, it's getting pretty tall. It's over here, it's not quite up to the headlights, but about now it's up to the headlights. So, and then over there we got another dead spot. Again, it was underwater way too damn long. And I didn't really plan on driving Big Red through here. I didn't really want to do that, but oh well. So right here is getting really nice and tall. It's actually, oh yeah, it's up to the headlights there now. Let's see here. We got, I think we got another little dead spot. Yeah, in here. Yeah, see, in here it's not going to do anything worth a shit for us, unfortunately. Actually, we're going to ditch Big Red here. So, the new hay is doing surprisingly well, except right here where I'm sitting right now. This was underwater a month longer than it should have been. We just had a hard time. Well, it was drying out, but then we got that like 3.5, close to 4 inches of rain, And that filled this back up again, you know, for the second time. If it wouldn't have happened, this would have been pretty much the same as everything else. But unfortunately, I don't, it's kind of hard to tell because last year we got 15 bales out of here. I wish we would get 20. I think we would have gotten 20 if this would have been all thick and filled in as well. But well, damn mosquitoes, get out of here. So we'll walk through here because this really should be pretty much all around here now should be actually the best growing stuff because this is high. We're uphill right now. So this should be, you know, this is really thick stuff. So see if I can find a tall. This one's up to my belly button, you know, which is actually this stuff out here. I think that's taller than that, but for the most part, it's about belly button height, and I'm 5'9". So, and yeah, this is going to be some really good hay in here. I was concerned about that it wasn't going to really. I mean, I guess I'm like that every year because I just don't expect stuff to survive, you know, especially stuff that's man-made, you know, or man-planted. It's like, yeah, this stuff's supposed to continue to grow back year after year, you know, but I don't know. The river's so freaking harsh on everything. Yeah, here it's just a little bit thinner, but it ain't terrible. And I think down there it's actually decent too. But yeah, I don't really know where to go because it's all kind of the same now. But the worst of it's where all the dead spots. That's where we're not going to get any hay from. And I think there's one over there too. It's kind of a dead spot. But yeah. So yeah, this stuff is I guess, yeah, there's another dead. Ouch, damn mosquito, get out of here. So it's, freaking hell. Of course, you can see this is where those trespassers were driving too. But, no more of that now. So, and then again, we got another dead spot, which is going to affect, you know, overall hay. Number of hay bales we get. Because this is a low spot, so nothing's going to dry. And nothing's going to grow now. It's dry enough now that we can walk on it. But it's just so late in the year now that nothing's going to grow. So, yeah, everything's decent. I wish our hay was like this stuff over here. This type of grass right here. If I can get over here, this stuff right here. Because look at this is up to like, I don't know, basically the height of me. So, you know, it's pushing like 6 feet tall. I don't think there's a hill. Well, there's a small hill here, but it ain't terrible. But yeah, stuff like that would have been a lot nicer in here. But I don't know. I guess the cows would eat it. But I don't know. So overall hay quality is, I'm going to say it's at least, you know, 98% decent. Kind of, you know, the rest of this is what makes up the other, I guess, 2% or whatever, because it does add up. And you can tell because we're in a low spot, because you don't see big red anywhere. There's actually literally a hill right there. So here's my trail where I walk. Oh no, that's the four-wheeler tracks. So we'll try to find big red now. We'll see if you guys can kind of tell. I think this is getting lower every year. But there's nothing to do about it because the river's eating away at it. Or it was anyway when it was dirt. So there's Big Red. He's just poking the windshield up. So you can see, you know, what a decent hill this is. So this is what was first to dry out when after the flood got off it, you know, because it's uphill. downhills over there where Big Red's at, and downhills down there and over there. So this is probably about the highest point of this field right now, which doesn't really bother me for cutting hay wise, but you know, really this hill right here we're on actually needs to be pushed over there just to kind of level it out, just so then we don't have, you know, low spots anymore. But yeah, it's some pretty decent stuff. This is going to be you know, good hay in here. If we'll get more hay, more round bales than last year, that's hard to say until it's done, but I don't know. So they're talking 50% chance of storms tomorrow, which is probably when you guys will probably not see this video. I'll probably see another one, but the date that one of these videos were made was down in the description. It's way at the bottom, so then you know that's when the video was actually made, not edited and uploaded, when it was actually recorded. So that's where me and Big Red drove through just now. But you can hear people talking. But yeah, so hay quality's not going to be that great over there along the trees. There, like I said, there's a dead spot or two, and then right here, this is the one I think that here and then over there. Those two are the hardest hit areas. At least there's something growing here, but you know, it's not going to be worth cutting. It would have to grow this much within probably like a week or two. I don't know exactly when the young guy will come to start cutting. I imagine it'll be either the first or the second week of July. That's when he'll come down here, I suppose, and cut. So yeah, and I'm going to try to get it on video. I don't know, can't promise anything. I know the young guy said that he got another 855 round baler. That was to replace the one that was on the 1086, but he put it on the Magnum last year. Of course, then it broke down right away, but I don't know if he'll bring that tractor to this field or not this year, but if he does, I'm going to try to get some video of that. You know, as long as it's him and not one of his, I don't know if his kids would care too much, but I don't know if his kids would like to be on camera too much. I know he doesn't care, but I'm going to ask him again anyway. But that's if he brings the Magnum. Wish I had a drone. I would have gotten some drone footage, but I don't. So drones are just too expensive right now for me to, you know, just can't do it. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But this stuff over here, let's see if I can get to it. I think, well, this is what I think is supposed to be growing all over the field, but I don't think it is. This tall stuff here, I think this is actually what's growing along the bush there. I showed you guys that, and this is actually what's doing much better. Now this grass is the tallest blade here, and he's up to my chest. Now we had stuff like that. I know this is kind of a thin crop, but you know, a thin stand right here, but there, I just seeded. Now there'll be some new ones growing there. But if this would grow in the low spot with whatever the young guy planted, you would probably, now this would have to be a thick crop too. I mean, really thick, like over there where we just walked. It would have to be thick like that. I bet you if it did that throughout this whole entire area, we could get up to 20 bales, close to 20 bales, maybe. Last year we got 15. I would like to see 20 this year, but I know we're not going to get that. I just, you know, the low spots are just, they're drowned out so bad. If we didn't get that fucking 4 inches of rain, we would have been okay, because that would have had time to grow then. But see, then it went underwater again and it slowed it down, so kind of it ruined it. So yeah, so if we can It'd be nice to get 20 bales out of here. It would be 5 extra. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but every little bit helps. I think we probably would have gotten a little closer if this was filled in nicely, but I don't know. I would have rather have seen alfalfa going here because we would have already been on our second cutting probably. You know. So, well, some guys I think they're only on their first cutting, but some people are on their second cutting too, of course, but they live further down south where it's warmer, longer, and things just grow better. We've had kind of a shitty year. We've had a lot of rain now. A lot of rain's good because it makes the hay grow like freaking mad. So that's the plus side of it. But the problem is that we got too much of it right away. And we got it in a lot of heavy downpours, whereas it would have been just a nice gentle rain. It would have had time to soak into the dirt instead of flooding areas. This probably never would have flooded if it would have just been a nice gentle rain for a couple of days, you know. And it needs to do that more throughout the weeks and not just in a couple of days. You know, we got a lot of rain in 2 days. And then we got another little storm after that. Now they're possibly talking more rain tomorrow. But that's because it got kind of hot. Today is actually an actual warm day. It's actually, I think it got close to either 80 or 85. I think it's supposed to get close to 90 here pretty quick. And then, yeah, there's not much for wind. Maybe half a mile an hour to a mile an hour. It's just, there's not much for wind. The wind's nice because it would have helped dry things out a little bit quicker. But it's not going to do much now because the grass is already tall and the ground's not going to dry out. So the only way it's going to dry out now is no rain for like a month straight. And sun, and just, you know, of it naturally going into the ground. That's the only way this field would have dried out. So, I don't know. We kind of need, I'm glad we need a lot of rain. That's what makes this stuff grow, but not all at once. We didn't need that. They could have spaced it out, you know, but what can you do? But I know the young guy would have said that the alfalfa would have had a hard time surviving in here. Yeah, probably like right here. This is where it would have sucked not to have grown alfalfa because it's such a damn low spot. But I think if this low spot wasn't here, if we had knocked this hill down, pushed it over here, leveled this off, then there wouldn't have been any flooding. You know, there would not have been any standing water. And that's the problem. So, but I would rather have seen alfalfa going here because alfalfa is a much thicker crop. And yeah, we could have gotten a lot of hay. I still remember that. I think I've said this before, but this was back when I was I don't know if I was even living here at the time. I might have been living somewhere else back when I was a little kid. Like I said, I don't really remember, but out in the old hayfield, there was alfalfa growing out there like that. That's all it was just strictly alfalfa, I think, at the time. And I guess we had just gotten the right amount of rain and the right amount of heat and stuff like that, where to the point where when the old timer was doing it, he got to cut that field 4 times in 1 year, 4 cuttings. Now that's what I like about alfalfa is that, you know, it would have grown like mad in this kind of weather that we're having right now. But, you know, the flooding is what would have kind of wrecked it, I think. But I still got a feeling that when I take over this frickin' farm, unless this stuff really, you know, really, I mean, because I imagine the young guy's going to want to keep cutting this until he gets his money out of it. But by then it'll probably be wore out and it'll have to be replanted again. But I'm going to put alfalfa in here because I think that's what we need. It's better for the cattle anyway. This stuff is going to be good for cows too. But alfalfa actually has stuff in it that's good for the cattle. Whereas this doesn't really have much. So the cows will like it. I mean, they'll eat it for sure. And surprisingly, I don't see much for weeds. So the weeds, I guess, have kind of died off because this is choking it out. So, I mean, yeah, there's a few weeds. There's a weed right here. But, I mean, the weeds are going to grow here because it's so short now. It just never got to fill in like that. So, I don't know. It kind of sucks that this had to happen because, you know, the one thing I think that this field could use, even though it would be overwhelmed, but it would be good for rainy seasons, is this field, it either needs to be pitched like downhill, you know, just straight downhill, so in that way there's no water can stand here, period. You know, or it needs to be tiled. It needs to have piping in it. But this field's obviously not really going to be worth that because for one, it's too small, and two, it would just be overwhelmed anyway with the flood going over it. But I mean, it's not going to matter then. What's going to matter is when there's too much rain. Now, like if this field would have had tiling or piping going through it, even if they did it right here, they would only have to do it in the low spots. So I guess one right here, however they want to run it. One over there, one over there. I guess kind of you could just snake it all. Snake one around the edge, all around the edge, and then put one right down the center. That would take care of all the low spots. And this field actually probably could dry out a little quicker. And that this would not happen again. So, but what can you do? That's not really... It costs a lot of money to have tiling put in your fields, but if I had the money to do it, I probably would do it. But you know, this obviously would be overwhelmed with flooding. But you know, just let it overflow. That's all you can do. And then when the water gets off it, come out here and put everything back together, and then just let it naturally drain out as it can. So, but yeah. So, well, this is what our hay of 2020 is looking like. Some pretty decent stuff. So, I think it was. I mean, every year it's going to get probably a little bit better. I mean, this stuff's only been in. Well, I think this has only been our second or third year. When the fuck did we plant this shit? I know that I got it on video. So, was it 2017? No, I don't know. Could have been. Well, it's only been like 3 or 4 years, I think. That, you know, or not, probably not even that. About 3 years maybe since this stuff was seeded. And young guy said this would take time, obviously, to fill in and withstand everything. But I don't know. It's we just don't have the best farmable ground. That's the problem. If I really need to get some farmland in town, and you know, and like where, or somewhere where it doesn't freaking flood, you know, and farm that for hay. But we've been doing it for years. But I know that the old timer always used to plant stuff in here. Like there used to be oats in here, wheat. And the last year that he planted anything in here, nothing grew at all because of the way he did it. So, because he thought it would work. It probably would have worked, but I guess, I don't know. It's just, it didn't happen. So all that came in here was fucking weeds. And then he came here to swath it, and then he realized there was nothing here, and then he took off. And then we just pretty much, I guess, just disked it under, so. But since we are in the need of more hay, we, you know, made a decision that, you know, let's just go through with the plan. We're getting some hay planted in here, you know, and then there you go. So, but yeah, so she's looking decent. Even the old stuff's looking pretty good. It would be kind of funny if we actually got more hay this year than last. But I don't know. I'm not going to complain too much because we do need, you know, all this rain is good for the hay. It's just that, you know, we got too much of it right away, all at once. You know, to the point where I haven't washed a Big Red since last year. No, this is all this year's worth of shit on these tires. And all of winter of just sitting because it was broke down, and then all of last summer when I could drive it a little bit. I have not washed this machine yet, and I don't plan to because I'm still going through this ditch, and that ditch is just, look at it, it's still mud. It's still mud. So what's the point of washing Big Red, getting him all shiny again, and just to go through that mud again because you have to for some reason. You know, and it's just gonna get all dirty again. I really should just get another four-wheeler. Kind of just keep Big Red for those not important jobs, because Big Red's kind of getting to that point now where he's getting kind of hard to take care of. It's had a hard life. So brand new seat, that's gonna cost about $300-400. I guess you can't really see it because of the damn mud, but there's chips in the paint, scuffing in the paint, and I can't get these buffs or these scuffs out. So it's just, you know, sure, get a brand new four-wheeler, but then in 10 years it'll look just like this machine. So, but then that one I'll probably sell. I think I'm still going to keep Big Red no matter what, because he's my first wheeler, and hopefully he'll just become my sprayer rig at that point. But if I get a new one, I'm not going to get a snow plow. I'm just going to get a walk-behind snowblower, and then, yeah, I think I can get a fairly good new one for like $11,000-12,000. I don't think I'm going to go with the, because they still make the 850s. It's just, it's not an XP, it's an SP. And I have no problem with the 850s. They're decent machines. The 1000, which is their top of the line four-wheeler for right now, has way more horsepower than I just don't need it. I have no need for 90 horsepower. I think it was like 90 horsepower. I don't need that. I don't even need 70 horsepower. But I just got it because it was top of the line and it was the best looking machine around. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to not, just because I'm not gonna be able to get, you know, like a Ranger or a Gator. I mean, that's just reality. It's not gonna happen. You know, unless John Deere sees this video and they decide to donate me one, which I know they'll never donate, but it would be nice to demo one for a year, you know, but I don't know. You have to have so many subscribers too before, because, well, if you talk to them about, you know, if you have a YouTube channel, well, then they want to know how many subscribers you got. You know, you see all the big farmer YouTubers, they're sponsored by like Case IH, John Deere, WD-40, those people. And in small channels like me, we don't get nothing, you know, but whatever. I'm not going to worry about it anyway, but I'm just saying, you know, if John Deere saw this video and they wanted to let me demo a machine for, you know, rest of this year and then all winter, I'd definitely do it. So, you know, just to kind of give Big Red a break, and then just to see how a machine feels. Polaris actually should be sponsoring my channel and letting me try machines for free for a year or so, you know, because, yeah, I don't think many people keep their Polaris for 10 years. They always seem to trade them off after a few years, you know. I've had mine. I think it'll be 10 years this October. It'll be exactly 10 years, I think. It's getting awful damn close. Maybe 9.5, but she's getting there. And 6,000 miles. She's over 6,000 now. 6,182. And then the John Deere mower, that just hit 500 hours a couple weeks ago. So, yay, John Deere power. So yeah, Polaris, if you watch this video, you want to sponsor this channel, you can give me another machine to try out for a few months or something, you know. But whatever. People can dream, I guess, right? But yeah. Probably just most likely get another 850 or something like that. It's not going to be a 1000 because that's just ridiculous. I don't need that much power. They are nice machines, but I don't need nothing that fancy. It'll just be here to probably replace Big Red, but I'm still keeping Big Red. Big Red will just become a sprayer rig. Or, you know, I don't fucking care what you look like machine. You know, going like through mud and stuff. That's what Big Red will be for, so. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. Just want to show you what the hay looks like. She's looking pretty decent, so. Might be a good haying season this year, hopefully. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess I have a good hay and stuff. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.